So this is going to be a video on how to operate your Tommy gate in the event of damage. As you can see, the side of this truck took an impact and it obliterately destroyed the Tommy gate controller. This is just a little brain box to control the on and off functions with a toggle switch. So and this is one of those cases where the batteries are messed up and the truck is messed up. Both batteries are disconnected on the front, one battery is busted. So we're bypassing the batteries. I've already deactivated the circuit breaker up there. Batteries are disconnected for a fire risk assessment. So the front end's all done. We're not messing with anything in the front end. So what we got to do, first things first, we got to do is we got to get this thing out, which I did. And I pulled all the wires out the back of it. We've got 4 wires. A red, a brown, a green, and a black. And they all plug into the back of this controller, minus the toggle switch, which I did take out. If I quickly, there's a toggle switch. I cut off the diode transistors that were on there, and so forth. So, Tommy gate controller done. We're just going to be salvaging this switch here. So, you got power hooked up. You can do this with just a couple of wires, with just messing with the wires. I'm going to go that extra step and I'm going to put the switch back in. So first things first is this black one right here. Don't worry about that one. We're not using that one. We're going to be concentrating on the green, brown, and red. So green is up, brown is down. I want to make sure that they go onto the terminals, and red is going to be our actual power wire that sends power to both of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to close that up a little bit because it's a little on the loose side. We're going to put our brown right there. Now red is going to give us a little bit of an issue because look, red's got the wrong size terminal. No problem. Coming off of the actual Tommy gate controller there, I cut off the red lead that goes from the brain board to the switch. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to just strip it just like so. Back and we strip it some more. Mind you, all I'm using is a pair of wire strippers, and I'm going to be using electrical tape. That is it. All the connectors are existing original from the controller to begin with. I cut that one off. I'm going to put and strip it. There we go. Going to take our wire I used for repurposing. I'm going to put both of these together and I'm going to twist them. I'm going to make sure I twist them really good and tight. You'll see here in a minute why. Because when I do this, I don't want them to yank apart. Now, take this electrical tape. I'm going to wrap that so it doesn't hit nothing. Probably the hardest part you're going to run into is just trying to get the controller out of this shell box that they put around it. In this case, this truck had a wall. It actually bent this portion of the Tommy gate lift assembly and smashed this box over. So with a pair of vice grips, I was able to kind of pry the box apart and then take the shell out. Unfortunately, the damage is already done to the controller itself, so we're just going to go route number 2. And the only thing I needed to do on this one was just to unscrew the rubber boot that goes on it that holds in the housing, besides cutting off the diode deal there. You don't need that because we're not going to be going through the board. We're going direct, and this is a direct feed. You can even, if you had a bad controller, you can even just rewire these to this. You'll probably want to put some kind of on and off switch though, just to keep it from being able to be accessed while it's not intended to be used. We are going to, however, close that one up some more. It keeps wanting to come off. See, when they want to come off like that, you've got to play with them. So we're going to close that up. The same thing on that one. If you don't care about wiring tutorials, then well, hey, it's all good. You don't got to watch. So what I am going to do is I'm going to wrap. First things first, I'm going to put a wrap just kind of around the red one here, because as I do wrap these, it might want to pull together. So what I'm going to do is just in a sense insulate them from each other, and then I'm going to go around here, going around the whole thing. Okay. And I'll show you how I put power up to this here in a second. Okay, there's that one. Like I said, we're not going to worry about this black one because this black one's just ground. So we're going to tuck that away. Okay. So, in order to get power off this, one, you got to locate the power wires. See that red wire right there? That one's power. I believe the black one here is ground, but it's a little harder shell, and I don't need to access that because everything that's metal here is ground as long as you can get through the paint. So what I did was I just cut a little piece of that insulation out on that red wire there so I can put my jumper cable onto it. Now I got my ground clip, yet again, onto metal. I'm just gonna make sure I wiggle it to scratch through the paint, in a sense. If that doesn't work for you, you can always take a knife and do the same thing. Just like that. This gentleman wants to get his stuff out of the back of the truck. He had one big problem though. When the truck was brought in, the Tommy gate was inoperable because of the damage to the truck. Like I did say, this part is actually bent right here on the bottom of the Tommy gate, as well as, I don't know if it happened in the collision or not, this is a connecting arm that just actuates both sides together. This is also broke off. So we just want to make sure any broken components, other than the actual main working components, we want to make sure the chains are still good and that all the brackets are intact, because if none of that stuff's good, this whole thing's just going to flop and it's going to defeat the whole purpose. Although if we need to get to the back door, we may not be able to use the Tommy gate, but we'll be able to obviously get it out of the way, and that's the bigger problem here. Okay, so jumper cables are hooked up. We're hooked up to my truck, which is an alternative power source. Wires are connected to our little toggle switch that we've ran to bypass the actual controller to the existing 4 wires that come from the pump. So we're gonna go up, pull it away. It's supposed to pull away. I don't like this setup, to be honest. So you pull that away so it clears those, and then as it comes down, it's gonna open itself up. That's what these arms are for. But then as we get down here, you see we're gonna stick on this side. You can use a hammer, see how bad it is, or you can do like I do and just do the jump. A couple of good impacts. Just want to get it low enough that we can get past the rollers or flip them out. And sometimes you may have to use quite a bit of persuasion. Let's see if that's up enough. I believe it is. It's up enough. Roller out of the way. Roller out of the way. And up goes our Tommy gate. And that's it. That's up. So now we have a functional Tommy gate. Mind you, it's still sticking on this side. We're not going to worry too much about that because he just needs to get stuff out. Once he gets stuff out, we're going to close this up and call it good. But there you go. It's a short little video on how to bypass the Tommy gate controller on a Tommy gate lift that's damaged or inoperable, and to be able to in a sense kind of jerry-rig something up in the pinch. I mean, even if you didn't have wire strippers, you could use just the 4 wires themselves as long as you get them out of the box and connect them together. Obviously, you probably want to have somebody else do that while you're on the lift so that you're not going to hurt yourself. So anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.